That's right, guys. So in this video, we're going to have a look at the Lunatic Audio, new company, first tool, and their first tool is called Narcotic.
No deal, I'm jaws on the beat, I got a flow that kills. Do my ting with a few G's, Lauren Hill.
It's probably one of the best multi-effects that I've come across. Been really good fun. I guess we'll just end the review there. Joking aside, it's taken a real modern twist into the idea of like a multi-effects unit. It's got a modern GUI that gives us that kind of quick, snappy, get this done approach. However, if we dive a little deeper, everything's still fully available under the hood, which is what I really like about it. So what I've done, made a very short loop of a track, standard just a drum beat in there. Everything else is basically made with saw waves in Alchemy and got some MIDI trigger in it, and all the sound I've generated using Narcotics. I'm gonna get in trouble for this, aren't I? Let's just get into Logic and have a look, shall we? It's just the best way, I think. All right, so what we can see on the screen is my patch that I've made in Narcotic on my bass called Brutal Reese. Now, I just want to show you first off, I'm going to disable it and solo the bass line. Right, bumps up and down a bit because I've side-tuned it to the drum track. Check this out. Ridiculously good. Yeah, just for context, this is the loop I put together. And if we take off Narcotic and everything, it's just like super thin YouTube saw waves, and yet it does all of them. What more do I need to do? Alright, what we'll do, we'll break down the GUI and how it works, because it's pretty unique in that respect. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at the bass one that I've just done here. So across the top, preset browser. I've made two. What I haven't done is put them into folders like some kind of idiot. So I've got Brutal Reese and Under's Dystopia here, two presets that I've made. Yeah, you need to put them in a folder, but that's how you go about browsing your presets. There's loads by default to go through, on par with sort of their naming for the most part, but we'll go over how to build our own because we like to tweak here, that's what we do. So across the top you can see I've got a lo-fi, bass cabinet, Dr. Bass, tape, EQ, compressor, and well, I can actually still add more, I believe, you know. Inside are all these different multi-effects, that's why we call it a multi-effects unit. Plugins inside plugins essentially, and we can just do some crazy routing. Now, to add something in, a little arrow just here, we can just go click and add it in. What we'll do, let's do a brand new preset. Little arrow just here, we can say add in the band drive, and it adds that tool in for us. Oh, it looks a bit odd though. We've got all of our settings across here, so like our normal tweakable parameters, and they're all linked to this blank step sequencer for some reason. Well, reason being, every single parameter is tweakable and linkable and modulatable in its own right, rather than having to like cross-link things with a mod matrix. It's all just done for us. So what we can do is say presence, right? That gets nice and savage. So from 50 going up to like the 60 range is kind of fun, right? So let's make that pulse up in there. Now what we can do, we can switch on our step sequencer. We can give it some steps up like that, so it does that. Going way too far for us in this instance though, right? But yeah. So alright, well that's okay, but we want to be way more flexible. Well, we can do that. If we hit this guy just here, the three little sliders, we now get a load of details for our step sequencer. So I could take it down if I wanted to say 2 steps. Let's have 1 up, 1 down. Now I could use the shape and turn those into a sine wave quite easily. At the minute it's going absolutely bonkers left to right. We can just dial back how much of it we want, moving around, dial the presence back a touch like so. Alright, it's far too quick, so we've gone down to 2 steps, so something like 1/4. There we go, we're ready. Now something I really like, and I mean really like, I used it in that Brutal Reese thing, is the gate. If we drag this back a bit, we get like a gate option here, and we can use the floor to set how far it goes. So we can have a moment, for example, where it just jumps to the extreme, just at sort of the end of the cycle. We can do things like that. Now humanize, what that does is allow it to move slightly away from my cycle that I've built. If I do max, for example, it wobbles all over the place. If we dial it up a bit, it just gives it a little bit of humanization, an extra bit of freedom to work. Now because there's so many tools in here, we can just keep kind of adding things in. Let's put a ridiculous reverb on here. Awesome. I don't want the mix to be that much, I just want to give it some space. Size a bit less. Dry step 0. Right, now maybe I want the reverb to go before the band drive. I can just drag it backwards and then reorder. Right, now maybe I want to saturate the whole lot and drive it a bit. Let's soft clipper it. Band drive, let's give it some more low energy. Each one's got its own presets as well, so I could do motion and do Sons of Anarchy. We're going to go insane. Equally, randomize whatever's been put in on each individual one. The thing I really like, once you've got a load of things in place, you can just shuffle them with the shuffle button. It just lets you reorder everything and see how it would be in different order. It's just very, very easy to work with. So if we load up my Brutal Reese now, we can do the same thing with that because it's got loads in. Shuffle it. Should do the feel. Now here's a bit where it gets a little bit ridiculous. Let's say we don't want to dial this all in, we want instant inspiration. It's kind of a hidden button, although it's standing out and glowing at you. You've got the mushroom icon here. If you click it, basically a shuffle of everything. Across the bottom, we've got a bunch of other details that effectively allow us to swing, humanize, add some nuance to the whole thing. Most useful thing, mix. We just take it in and out. Automation, really, really useful. So that's what it's like on bass. What's it like on, say, chords? We're just using it here to add a bunch of feel, using the dystopia. Yeah, which there's a filter right at the end, so it's cutting any bass away, so everything can fit in nicely together like this. It's essentially doing a load of modulation and drive into a delay and then filtering the delay all in the plugin, and then I can automate all those individual parameters at the same time, which is really detailed and useful. Same sort of thing going on the melody. some of the presets just on the simple melody here. So at the moment it's got my dystopia on there, but if we go into something like Evolve, we can just help it move around. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room, the whole right half of GUI. Which just allows us an XY control over some of the parameters. Depending on what we're doing, we can do different things. They can be modulated, as we can see here. This is really useful if we want to link, control and automate multiple parameters, say in the DAW, like this. So for example, let's bash a filter onto here and let's have it as a high pass. And let's link the cutoff to the macro of X and we'll give it a limit of values, and we can see based on that slider where it can go to. So let's say it can move, I don't know, up to there, and on the other scope of things it can move that far there. And then maybe we want to link gain to the Y control and give that a little bit of a range as well. Perhaps not the full amount, but a little bit of gain either way, right? So now to return to the main window, we can just click up here. Now to return to the main window, we can just click the XY controller up here, and we can now hopefully hear that just allows us to control multiple things all at once across multiple different plugins. You know, so you could link your phaser into your filter automation. Super useful in that respect. So yeah guys, that is the Narcotic multi-effect. Crazy name, Lunatic Audio, what would you expect? But it's one of the coolest tools I've come across in a while, and the way it's laid out, all of the details and things that lets you modulate independently is kind of crazy. I hope the results kind of speak for themselves in that, you know, just using detuned saws for everything. Yeah, I've made a pretty happy, upbeat, vibing D&B track using just that tool for soundscaping. Pretty awesome. I hope it's been helpful for you guys, and I look forward to see you in the next one. Take care.